Oh, hello and welcome back, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and this is another request that I had gotten, and it might look at least vaguely familiar. But what I got was, hey, you should do a run based upon all Bubble Arcana. To which I responded, well, I mean, I've already done that once, but I see no reason not to do it again, but this time we're doing it with a little bit of a caveat since I already did the official challenge on the Wizard of Legend Discord page, which, by the way, I still recommend you go check out because there's all sorts of fun challenges there and a nice little built-in community. Just a little something for everyone. Well, everyone who's into Wizard of Legend, that is. So, let's check it out. I'm starting with a different robe than the actual challenge, mostly because I wanted just a little bit of damage up and a little bit of critical chance. Run speed is great for repositioning, and maximum health because duh. I'm pretty sure the challenge doesn't allow for Gloves of Gambit, but again, this isn't necessarily the challenge, so I'm going to take whatever relics I want, and because everything I have is a projectile, bingo bango bongo, Gloves of Gambit. Now, Bouncing Bubble is pretty obvious, Bubble Blast is pretty obvious, Aqua Breaker is about the most bubble-like thing you get from the signature, but Dark Sage, what is that? That's not a bubble. Oh, I beg to differ, sir. Because you see, if you take the fundamentals of a bubble, it being just a spheroid made out of water, and change it into a spheroid made out of something else, like in this case, roiling heat and energy, you get a fire bubble. And that is what's going to change for this run. It's that I'm going to have a little bit of fun with the definition of a bubble, and, well, I am limiting which Arcana I take, but let's be fair, with being able to take just roughly bubble-shaped things, there's hopefully going to be a little bit of room for improvisation here. So, as of the time of this recording, Mario Golf Super Rush should be coming out pretty soon. I bring it up because it's one of those things that I've had a soft spot for a while now is Mario sports games, and the two that people seem to keep coming back to are golf and tennis. It's not that they haven't tried other Mario sports titles. There was Mario Party, Super Mario Strikers, which was Mario Cross, well, I know it as soccer, but let's be fair, the actual international name for it is football, because it's a game played with a ball where you primarily use your feet. It makes a lot more sense than whatever strangeness is going on with American football, where it's basically just military improvisation in the game. But they tried that. They also tried Mario Baseball, which, you know, it's... I believe they got 2 games out of Mario Sluggers. I had a good time with it, but I would be lying if I said that that game challenged me in any way. No, Mario Sluggers was very easy. I had no problems getting through that game. Oh hey, I can use the bubbles from Bubble Blast to negate his mirror shield. I like that. That is good information to have. Don't ask me why I decided to say it like that. I guess for just a moment I had Speedy Gonzalez on the brain. Oh, hi. Nice to see you so early before I've picked up a single relic. You just really want my Gloves of Gambit? How about no? Tidal Blast? I mean, would you guys count that as bubbles? I mean, you're creating big spheroids of water and then blasting them outwards. Does that count as a bubble to you guys? To me, it counts. See, at this point, the Royal Flush item would definitely be a huge benefit. Hold on. Let me look around because there's bound to be one more combat room and I can have myself a little bit of extra money going into the next floor, or spend it on the Sleepy Thunderstone, which, to be fair, I'm not 100% sure I need. Well, that's my one combat room, but, I mean, hey, it was 14 more coins. Not gonna complain. Why are you still alive? I know, it sounds like the sort of thing an edgy teenager would say. He's like, why are you still alive? God, I can't stand you. And because nobody's perfect, I can get a little bit of extra money just by getting slapped around a bit. And when I say nobody's perfect, I mean I'm not going to be able to do a run without ever taking damage. That's why I have yet to really try completing a Pride Rogue run. Because I know myself well enough to know that I don't think I can do it effectively, at least not yet. I know some of you are going to be like, oh, you're selling yourself short, you can do it. I'm going, yeah, the problem is there's no margin for error in that run. Like, the best you can do is take box escape key at the beginning and hope. I don't know, one of these days. I'm not sure if it's going to happen while being recorded, but I mean, that's the only way I can verify that I actually completed the run. So, one of these days. It's one of the only self-imposed challenges in this game that I haven't completed, aside from, you know, the Wizard of Legend Discord challenges. Hello, what do we have? Well, I mean, there's very few status ailments I can inflict, so that won't do me a lot of good. Family Seal is good, but I do want to wait and see what is available from Iris, because if I can upgrade Bouncing Bernie Boy? Bouncing Blaze. Why couldn't I remember that? Oh my god, what's happening to my brain? It's turning into mush! I see Sinister Ledger down there. Alright, so how does this work? Increases all damage for every enemy defeated, but loses effectiveness when taking damage. So, I mean, for a Pride run, that's actually perfect. I don't know why I've got that on my brain. I'm not exactly planning on doing a Pride run anytime soon. Though there are some ideas I've been kind of running through my head. Oh, I missed. There we go. Now I hit it. There. Like, there are some Arcana out there that I've been thinking about trying out, despite my... Alright, so right now we're up to plus 17, so I am going to take this. Does that... Oh no, it doesn't count for that. Okay. I guess there's a difference between taking damage and offering a sacrifice. By the way, I just realized something. I took Tears of Midas thinking, I'll be able to get some extra money from that because I do sometimes take a lot of careless damage. As of yet, haven't taken a hit on this floor, so that was kind of a waste of money. Okay, so Bubble Blast. Increase the size of summoned bubbles. I mean, by all rights, I could take that. I'm not sure that it's imperative to my plans, but one of the things I'm thinking is that if I don't take it, it's just going to keep showing up. So it would be better if I took it now and just got it out of the way. By the way, the one problem with having Tidal Blast is that it does not synergize. We'll take that. Is that it does not synergize with the Gloves of Gambit. Everything else, I believe, does. Alright, so we're losing 10% damage on my unenhanced Arcana, but everything else is getting a nice little boost, and Sinister Ledger is helping me to kind of mitigate the hit. Ow! Alright, not bad. Those aren't bubbles, so I'm not taking them. As much as I love that Arcana, it's not a bubble. If it's not a bubble, I can't use it. The whole reason why Tidal Blast is okay, because you're essentially creating gigantic bubbles. And that, to me, is okay. Gigantic bubbles are good. Fire bubbles are good. Knives are not bubbles. Therefore, not good. Watch that be like the one piece of information everyone takes away. Knives aren't bubbles. We must remember this information and gauge it with our very lives. Why do these little Cyclops bastards seem to have all the health in the world? Seriously, how many things do I have to hit you guys with before you act right? That's not a bubble. So Vampire's eyeglasses are good. Everything else is kind of iffy. I am going to hold off on that though. Once again, upgrading my Arcana seems like the more important thing to do with my cash. And you got what's coming to you. Here we go. Okay, so I know what I said about fire bubbles. That's not quite a bubble. Also, why aren't you helping me upgrade Tidal Blast or Bouncing Blaze? I are strong with you. This is apparently just my curse, though. Iris doesn't seem to like helping me very much. Okay, so what is next? Obviously, we are going to pop back here. We'll grab that. It'll be a nice little rejuvenation / defensive boon. And the only thing that's left is to hit up the rest of the combat rooms just to get a little extra money. There we go. Now, I don't necessarily need to hit up the rest of the combat rooms. I'm not that hard-pressed for cash. But going into the next floor, it'll be nice in case Iris decides she actually wants to do something to be helpful. Like, you could paint me a card that actually does something for my build. Like, it's not hard. I know you're just painting them. There we go. Alright, I don't really feel the need to pick up anything else, so away we go. I'm also going to point out I am... I am having another night of lack of sleep, although this time it's less about stomach problems this time around, and more so about I fell asleep on the couch, and then I woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. I know I was complaining about stomach problems the other day. When I say the other day, I meant yesterday, even less than 24 hours ago, so that's not a bubble. I mean, it kinda is, but... Now, I could count that as a bubble, just like I could count Exploding Fireball as a bubble, but it's kind of stretching the definition a little bit. Bouncing Blaze I'm willing to count because, I mean, it really is just a bouncing ball made up of the element, which is why these count. Exploding Fireball is stretching the definition because it's, first of all, not entirely spherically shaped. I am counting that. But the other issue is just that it's... I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have taken Exploding Fireball, I suppose, but... to me, it wasn't bubble enough. Crashing Meteor, however, is, by definition, it's a meteor, which means that it is very much just a chunk of rock that's only burning because it's re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Which says a lot about what's happening in this castle, if you ask me. Alright, well that's gonna hurt my Sinister Ledger. So I'm not very familiar with Sinister Ledger. I don't know how much damage you gain per enemy kill and how much you lose when you get hit. I'm just hoping that that didn't completely screw me over. What are you? Nocturnal Sundial. So there's just a small chance that whatever I do won't go on cooldown at all. Why did it feel like that room was nearly pointless? Okay, so my issue here is that I'm going to Shu's place next, and that is not a good place to bring more wind. It's not going to hurt anything, don't get me wrong, but this time around I figure let's take the smarter option and take the tapping gloves, which will actually work in an aggressive manner to boost my critical hit rate. Like, I'm actually trying to be smart instead of just automatically going fairy. There we go. And no reason not to take that. So it boosts your critical hit chance by 25%, so basically if I use something right after using a basic, that's a 34% critical hit chance. I like those odds. Get the most bang for my buck by opening with that. Oh, I'm dumb. There we go. Alright, well, it basically brought my Sinister Ledger down to about 0. Firewall is not a bubble. So, now you're kind of seeing why I typically don't take Sinister Ledger. Way too easy for things to just get out of hand and you suddenly lose all of your bonus. That having been said, it doesn't make it bad, it just makes it something you have to just be careful with while you're using it. How did you dodge that? Sir, I've got questions about the fairness of that dodge. Beautiful. Oh hey, look at that, because of all the enemies we've defeated, you can actually just clear this out now. Don't think I'm going to yet though, because I still want to see what's on sale. That actually annoyed me. That also annoyed me. I hate those nitroglycerin barrels so much. Okay, so we can upgrade this. Homing flares, does that count as a bubble? I don't know, I'm trying not to just go complete fire and water, but at the same time, it's kind of hard not to. As there aren't really many other things that have a spheroid shape that are comprised entirely of the element present. So, I mean, I suppose homing flares counts as much as anything else, but I was really hoping to find something kind of out there like ball lightning. Wouldn't that have been more fun? It's like, that's not a bubble. I beg to differ. It is a spheroid object comprised entirely of the element present. It's just the element present is electricity. There we go. That's not a bubble, that's a flower. And last I checked, flowers weren't bubbles. You mean just like knives aren't bubbles? Gosh, I'm learning so much. Alright, so let's have a look. I mean, yeah, I guess that counts as a bubble. I was just hoping to get away from the obvious bubbles and fireballs meta. Yeah, because there's a meta when it comes to bubbles, apparently. But that's okay, because a little bit more fire will do a little bit more damage to Shu, and that makes me feel a little bit better about things. So, now that it's come back to mind, I want to say I am getting some really interesting and fun suggestions for Wizard of Metal. I'm really happy that we're kind of enjoying this and having fun with it. And I'm very much looking forward to doing some research for the songs and sharing some of my own personal experiences with them. God damn, Iris 200. Are you serious? And increases duration. Okay, well, let me see what Anders has for sale. Because yes, I want the homing flares upgrade. God, it's an expensive upgrade. Okay, he's dead, so I couldn't trick him into slamming his face into more bubbles. Ow. Not a fan of elemental summoners. No, you guys go away. No one likes you. I mean, there's really no reason not to, let's be fair. We're more of Ruin. Nothing else here is really tickling my fancy. Increased critical hit chance will also be increased healing with the vampire's eyeglasses. And I've already done an entire video about the vampire's eyeglasses, so I'm not going to go into the finer details of how they work a second time, or perhaps even a third time. But suffice it to say, greater critical hit chance is going to increase healing, and just because you're only healing one or two HP at a time, see, that translates into a lot when a ton of your attacks are critical hits. No, that's the sort of thing that can either stabilize you when you're doing melee, or just be straight up near infinite health when you're using projectiles. What do you have for me, sir? So I already have one thing that's giving me benefits from not getting hit. Let's go ahead and take a second thing that'll give me benefits from not getting hit. It occurs to me I could have taken the port. See, do I feel the need to go over there and... No, not really, but I do want to pick up enhanced homing flares. Okay, the only reason why I even took that hit is because I was being an impatient dumbass. Also, with as warm as it's been lately, all I have to say is, why am I wearing long flannel pajama pants? Like, I don't think I could possibly answer that question in an intelligent fashion. Oh, well, there goes all my Sinister Ledger bonus, like all of it. Because I just got hit by like every possible hit of that spell. Talk about embarrassing. Matter of fact, if Sinister Ledger could go negative, I imagine it would. I imagine the wizard opening the book after the boss fight, and the book going, "Wow, you're really stupid, aren't you?" Oh, there goes more of my Sinister Ledger bonus. Not that it was much to begin with. So, yeah, +4, woot. Okay, so it's +1 for every consecutive enemy defeated without taking a hit. Alright, so puts us up to +11 then. Not bad. I'd like to think that's, you know, better than that, but let's face it, I'm really not. I mean, you've got to be fabulous, right? I mean, that's almost as, well, not more important, but it's just about as important as the fairies. Sometimes fabulousness is its own reward. Though I'd like to point out that if I had taken Aura with me, I would not be able to take the Unicorn Tail. Oh no, you don't. sweet. Face the wrath of my liquid soap! Oh yeah, and magma. Oh. Once again, there goes my entire Sinister Pleasure bonus. Because I'm an idiot. Alright, so this is a bubble run, so I have to defeat it with a bubble. Like an actual bubble. There you go. Bubble beat. Considering the red robe and the really interesting looking Chaos Visor, it's interesting to think that that my greatest weapon is a spheroid made out of soap. Yeah, that was one clean victory, wouldn't you say? We got away nice and clean. Just call me Mr. Clean. I can't think of any other ways to make soap puns than this, so I apologize. On the other hand, aren't I fabulous? Look at that. Can't argue with fabulous Rainbow Tail, now can you? I mean, you can, but you'd be at a severe disadvantage in the debate because fabulousness is generally worth like 5 to 10 points in an overall debate setting, so... I mean, you can say anything you want, but in the end, I win because fabulousness. And soap. Fabulous soap, there you go. Anyway, that's... My sleep-deprived addled brain can't think of anything else to say, so thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate your support and you spending your free time with me. Do me a favor, drop me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out quite a bit, like you have no idea. And I will catch you guys in a future video. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you. Time to make a clean getaway.